Okay, y'all. I know you've noticed some changes, and I am loving them, guys, with my podcast, my cover art, my title. Um, I started my podcast, like, I literally was just like, I don't have time to spend months on end thinking about a name, thinking about the cover art. I just need to, like, put something up, get it started, and then I'll change it over time as I, like, grow into it a little bit more. This is your sign. If you've always wanted to start a podcast or do your thing, stop wasting time on the name and shit like that doesn't matter. Get it started, get it on and popping, and you'll figure it out later. Um, but with that, we have our new podcast title, which is Woman in Progress. And what I love about this title is that it embodies, like, just my entire mission, right? Which is always on this evolution and this journey to becoming that highest version of ourselves, right? That, enlightened, um, connected, wisest version of ourselves, that best version of ourselves, right? And doing it from a place of love and discipline, and not from a place of self-hatred or stuckness or scarcity or fear, right? That's really the main point here. So being a woman in progress means that I'm always striving for new amazing things every single day. Sometimes I have seasons where I'm not striving for anything. I'm just striving for peace, to maintain, to just practice, maintaining, right? But either way, it's about following my bliss, understanding my true, purest, most authentic desires, and taking aligned action toward that. So that's what it means to me to be a woman in progress, is that it's not always about the result, it's not always about the outcome, and it's not in the it's Alan Watts said it better. I said Waltz. Alan Watts said it the best, but it's like we're always we're always searching and chasing the next thing, and it's like, oh, but why do I have to wait, and I want things to happen now, whether that's money or your body or whatever. But the whole thing is in the waiting, right? The whole thing is in the waiting. The whole thing is in the journey of becoming. That's what it's all about. And that's really what this title means to me. And, running our online women's nutrition and fitness coaching business called Embody Her, because it's about embodying that version of yourself, embodying that version of yourself that has the dream life, the dream body that you want and that you are okay to desire for yourself, right? Again, as long as it's coming from a place of love and discipline, not from a place of, hatred and scarcity and fear, right? It always starts with the intention. But what I'm getting to is that it's all about the waiting. It's all about the becoming. It's about the progress. It's about the journey. That's the funnest part. Because at the end of the day, guys, the goal, it feels really sweet and exciting for a quick second. And then we want something new. And that is a natural part of just being a human, is that we are always getting new desires birthed from us. We're always birthing new desires, right? So what we actually crave is the anticipation, the goal, the excitement of the chase, and not necessarily the chase, but like the working towards it, right? Which is why a lot of people sometimes, including me sometimes, will start a bunch of, like, will start 12 new goals or have 25 amazing ideas, but execution is 25%, right? Because it's not really the goal itself. Yes, is exciting, but it only lasts so long before we have a new desire that comes up, or before it doesn't even taste as great anymore. So the beauty is in the becoming, the beauty is in the progress, the beauty is in shedding the inauthentic parts of ourselves and embracing and embodying the most authentic, truest parts of ourselves, as scary and lonely it can be sometimes. So, all that to be said is I want to chat a little bit about on how to stop rushing life and your results and your progress. Okay. Obviously, I am a nutrition and fitness coach. So a lot of that has to do with physical fitness, right? Like, oh, how long is it going to take? But I also am a business coach as well. And the same can go with making money or making a living doing what you love. Is how long is this going to take? Right. And even on TikTok or other social media, like, If it's like a physical transformation or an entrepreneurial transformation or whatever, the first thing I always see and hear is how long did it take you? Or how long is it going to take? And there's nothing wrong, but like, girl's gonna take as long as it needs to take. You know what I mean? Like, because what if I were to tell you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you're immediately gonna get discouraged? The time is gonna pass anyway. It's been 3 years since lockdown. It's April. Like, it takes time, but time flies, right? So I think we all can like have been in the place, right? Where if it's in our fitness journey or whatever, we kind of rush the process or we lose motivation if progress isn't like that, right? And that's natural, it happens. But why else do we rush results? Why else are we always in such a rush to kind of get through life? And there's a couple of things that I kind of noted. And the first thing is like a defeatist mindset. Okay, a defeatist mindset is one that is fixed. So what I mean by fixed is that the way in which the individual thinks is very close-minded. It's very cynical and negative and doesn't really leave any room for creative solutions to come about, right? So this can sound like, oh, what's the point? I'm never going to get there. Oh, like, I'm never going to be like her, or I'll never be able to do this, right? It's an attitude of basically accepting, expecting, or being resigned to defeat. Okay? It's basically an early acceptance of failure. Right? It's like you already believe that like you're going to fail, so you just like accept that like you're going to fail. Right? And a lot of the times we do this because of the past and because of what's happened in the past, what we've been told, that you can always rewrite your story. You always have the decision right now to move differently, to take action. Okay? The first thing you can do is start practicing a growth mindset, a type of thinking that actually leaves room for opportunities and room for creative solutions. Like, okay, well, how can I do this? What can I do? Who can I ask for help? Who can I hire for help? What can I read? What's something I can do that'll bring me 1% closer, right? That's more of a progressive mindset, a solutionist mindset versus a defeatist mindset. I would say that if you struggle with the defeatist mindset, you would benefit from like a one-on-one coaching community, because you kind of get that mental support and that like cheerleader role to be there with you and talk you through it and dive deeper. And it can be kind of hard to do that all on our own, but it's not impossible, right? Another reason why I feel that we rush results is honestly because of a skewed vision of progress. Okay, so whether that's with your fitness journey and your physical results, or with just like life and the way that it seems people's lives are on social media, right? Like social media is literally highlight reels. You know that we know this. We were told it all the time. Some people show their bad parts of their life as well, and it's really refreshing when that does happen. But at the end of the day, guys, most people are going to share their highlight reels. Even you will. Okay, so with that, it just creates this kind of skewed vision of what progress actually looks like, right? So, in terms of like fitness results, a big thing that we're not taking into account when we look on social media and we see somebody else's drastic progress in a little amount of time is their diet history, right? Your diet history is correlated with your diet age. Your diet age is basically uh, how much you've dieted in your life and how much weight you've lost previously in your life. The more you diet, the more weight you lose with each diet, the harder and harder it gets, right? If you don't have the proper amount of time eating at maintenance, for the same amount of time, which most of us don't do. Most of us live in cycles of on and off, right? So we have the skewed vision of progress, whether it's at the scale, right? You're in a calorie deficit. You feel like you should have lost 5 pounds this month, when really realistic, you should lose around 2, right? So kind of the skewed vision of like what weight loss should look like, or even what progress means in it of itself. Because progress in a fitness journey doesn't even have to mean weight loss, right? It can mean eating 2 slices of pizza and not feeling guilty about it. Progress can mean, growing your glutes. Progress can mean showing up to the gym consistently each week. Progress can mean so many different things. It's what you define progress to look like, right? But when we have such a skewed vision of what that looks like, it can cause us to have more of that defeatist mindset because we feel like we're not making progress. So what's the point of putting in that work, right? Because it is work at the end of the day, right? Another reason why I feel like we rush results is simply just holding ourselves to an insane standard, right? This again goes back to a skewed idea of what progress looks like, what consistency looks like, and what it takes to get progress. Okay. So holding ourselves to an insane standard, being a perfectionist, it's just holding us back. So it's a lot, it's we are causing ourselves to feel unmotivated because we are rushing results because of these things. So how can we be more at peace? How can we enjoy the journey more and not rush to that end goal and try to be in control of every little thing and stress and stress and stress? How can we detach from that? Well, the first thing is to practice more presence. Okay. Presence is power. There is no past. It's just old images of the mind. There is no future. The future isn't here yet. All we have is now. Time is a social construct. It's not even real. Like you can literally shapeshift your reality into, you can create and design your life however you want it to be. From this present moment though, you can't change it focusing on the past. You can't change it hyper focusing on the future, right? Visualization, yes, powerful, but even with visualization, you're not thinking in terms of the future. You're thinking in terms of having that desired reality now. That's visualization, right? So, practicing presence. One of the most powerful ways to practice presence is by bringing your attention to your senses, to your physical senses. So, touch, smell, feel. Wait, that's the same as touch. Hear, taste. I don't know. But just bringing your attention to your senses, slowing down your breath, right? Like taking in a deep breath. And really just feeling the space and the energy of the presence and where you are right now, grounding yourself into the present moment with your breath by bringing your attention to your breath, bringing your attention to your physical senses. Where are my feet right now? You know, wiggle your toes, feel your feet, feel your butt sitting on the seat, right? Think of like visualize roots coming down from like your feet grounding into the earth, right? Little things like that. Our mind is powerful. The placebo effect is real, right? So like use your mind to your advantage. Breath work is obviously a big part of grounding yourself because breath is life. A lot of the times when we don't feel at ease, we feel really overwhelmed. We're not really bringing attention to our breath. We have a lot of breath and energy stuck. Breathe, get it out, move your body, right? Go on a walk, go to the gym, do some yoga, breathe. Another thing is to identify your intrinsic types of motivation. A lot of times in our fitness journeys, we have extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic needs external motivation. This is stuff that's driving us that is outside of us. So, our physical appearance, maybe we want to look hot for our partner, right? Maybe we're tired of feeling insecure when our partner is around really good looking people or whatever that is. That's external motivation. Maybe we want to hear compliments from people. That's external. Nothing wrong with it, but it is just external. So if you only have external motivation and you don't have any internal motivation, nothing driving you from within, like wanting to just be a better person, wanting to practice discipline, wanting to just have healthier habits, right? Because you want to feel your best, because you want to pass on healthy habits to your kids, because you want to inspire your partner, whatever those deeper internal desires are, matter just as much, if not more, than the external motivation. So if you only have really external motivation, you're not really going to feel motivated a lot because that's the only thing driving you, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with it, but if it's the only thing, it's going to be really difficult for you to stay consistent enough to see those long-term results. Talking with my Invisalign feels so weird. Like I have like a lisp now and I feel so weird, but anyway. Maybe your internal motivation is to heal your relationship with food and your body image. That's a huge internal driver, right? Now, I see this a lot where we have a million and one goals. You want to lose weight, tone up, but you also want to heal your relationship with food, but you also don't eat enough, but you also have no hunger cues, but you also, struggle with restriction and you try to eat super clean and you get bored of your meals, you fall off track, you go ham on the weekends. It's like all this stuff needs to be broken down so that we can focus on kind of a couple things at a time and compound from there. So, within our 101 coaching program, we actually follow a 4-phase approach. It's called our 4-phase to fit. And what this 4-phase approach is we basically break up our client success journey within 4 different phases. And in each phase, we're periodizing their training, your nutrition, your whatever we're focusing on. And we're focusing on these main things. And then we transition to the next phase. And each phase complements each other and results in a full mind body transformation over a longer period of time, usually a year to 2 years. Okay. So we're playing the long game. We're building sustainability. We're not doing the crash diets. We're not trying to get the instant results because you've got the instant results and many, many times in your life. It's time to actually get results that last, right? Um, so with that, we have phase 1, which is our build to burn phase. In this phase, we're really focusing on upregulating our clients' metabolism, healing their relationship with food, getting them breaking out of the diet bullshit and like the toxic diet culture mindset, weight loss mindset. And ironically enough, like taking a break from focusing on weight loss actually creates so much freedom. It creates so much freedom. And a lot of the times, like because we're focusing on building up their metabolism, getting them eating enough protein, carbs, and fats, educating them around their nutrition and their macronutrients and their body, diving deeper on their programmings around the scale and food and tracking and their weight and all of this stuff, we're able to create a stable foundation for their mind and their body to be in a primed state for fat loss if that is their goal, right? So then from there, we can transition to phase 2, which is our fat loss initiation phase. This is when they're mentally and metabolically actually prepared to actually go through a calorie deficit again, right? Then phase 3, then phase 4, which is when we are kind of just trying to wean them off of tracking, supporting them in intuitive eating, and sending you on your way to maintain the results that you've got working together and embodying you on your own. And this 4-phase approach has had so much success, so much success. And if this is something you're interested about, send me a DM. I can send you more info about our 101 program and see if it's a good fit for you, if it's something that's been on your mind, if something that you've been called to, but certain things have been kind of holding you back. If you just want more info, DM me. I'll send it over to you. And yeah, guys, so it can be easy to, I don't want to say it can be easy to, but you're not always going to be motivated. You're just not, right? There's at some point in time where your goals, they do become habits. They become a part of your daily life. And the thing about habits is they're more automatic, right? Not necessarily automatic, but like it's just a day-to-day thing that you do now, right? And so a lot of times with our fitness journey, in the beginning, it's really exciting, it's super motivating. We're so excited to change our lives. And then we actually start to change our lives, and then it becomes a part of our life. And then we get bored and we feel motivated and we want to, change things up, and that's totally fine. But sometimes all you need to do is just reconnect to your why. Sometimes all you need to do is just reconnect to why you're doing what you're doing and why you've always done isn't working for you, right? So I just really felt called to talk on that, guys. And if this really resonated with you, please, I would love to hear your feedback. Take a screenshot of this, share it on your story, tag me, share it with a friend who could hear this. I know a lot of our moms could hear this, our sisters could hear this, our friends could hear this, especially because spring and summer is coming around. Everybody's going to be on their diet bullshit, and it can be very tempting to hop on the next trend, the next gimmick, but we're playing the long game here, y'all. So If this provided any value for you, any insight, again, share it with a friend, spread the good word. Ooh, the good word, period. And let's change some lives. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. And thank you so much for being here with me. Bye.